Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. This video today is for anyone who thinks that they're too old or that it's too late for you to start an art career. A saying that I often say is that a calling does not have an expiration date. So I want this video to be an encouragement to you that it is not too late to start right now. If you're new here, my name is Becky. I'm 46 years old and I'm about 1 year into the process of starting my art career. So I was looking on the internet earlier and I found some amazing examples of artists who got started later in life. And some of these I was shocked that I had no idea, I never heard before that they started so late in life. The first one, the youngest that I found, was Vincent van Gogh. And I'm sure every single person watching this video has heard of Van Gogh, but he did not start his career until he was 27, which is young, but it's still later in life to begin a brand new career. And then this next one, I was really shocked, but Monet, as famous as he became, he did not get started painting until he was in his 40s. So that one right there is really encouraging. And then this one is a little bit different, but Stan Lee, who drew Spider-Man and all the superheroes, he did not draw his very first superhero until he was 43 years old. So all of those examples are just really encouraging to me that it's never too late to just start and begin what you're supposed to do. So again, a calling does not have an expiration date. It doesn't matter how old you are, you have not missed your calling as long as you are still breathing. As long as you are alive and you're still here, then there is still time for you to do what you were meant to do. So on this channel, I want to encourage you to go after your dreams, to not give up. If you are trying to pursue a career in art, to not just push that aside and do other things that you don't love or that you're not passionate about, to keep pursuing your artistic dreams no matter what your age is. I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I am just starting out on this journey too, but I do honestly feel like I have learned a lot over the past year, and I plan on sharing all of that with you on this channel. And as I grow, I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot more, and I plan on sharing the things that I learn with you here. So here is my little bit of advice that I have for anybody that is saying, you know what, I think that I do want to pursue art. I know that this is something that I feel called to and that I have just pushed aside most of my life, and now I'm older and I want to pursue it finally. Here is my little bit of advice. Start making art every single day. If you don't know where to begin and you say, I don't know anything about business, I don't know anything about selling art, I don't know how to become an artist, just start at step one, which is make art, and make art often. If you do not have any art, then you can't sell art. I mean, you have to have art to be able to sell it, right? You can't have a business if you don't have any products, and you can't find out who you are as an artist and your style and what types of art you love to make if you haven't made much art. So step number one, I would say, is just make art and experiment with different mediums, with different styles. When I first started, I was starting out with colored pencils, and then I moved to paint, and I discovered that I loved paint. And you know, the first painting that I ever made was of a teacup. I decided to insert a clip of my painting here to show you. And then I moved on to landscapes. Here is one of my early landscapes. And those ended up not being my thing, and that's okay because I was learning. If I hadn't just started painting whatever, I would never have discovered what it is that I love to paint and what I feel like I'm supposed to be painting, which is animals and flowers occasionally, but mostly animals. And I discovered that through many, many, many hours of just making mistakes and trying new things. And so that, I would say, is step number one. Just get out whatever art supplies you have. You don't have to spend a lot of money on expensive professional stuff. Just use whatever you have. If you don't have anything, okay, go to the store and get some cheap art supplies and just start creating, start experimenting. And then once you find what you love, then focus on that and just start making art in that medium and start practicing that medium, and you will begin to form a collection of art and have just a pile of your artwork that you can show people and that you can use, possibly even sell. It took me about 1 year in this step one of my process, and I slowly, as the year progressed, began to develop my style and to learn what worked and what didn't work, what I was good at and what I needed to work on, and mainly, like I said, what I loved to do. And slowly I began to figure out who I am as an artist. And once I was able to do that, I started to make a collection of paintings, and then I started figuring out all the boring stuff about how to run a business. So I currently have my website up and running, but I'm still learning. And right now I'm in the beginning stages of pretty much trying to figure out the where of selling my artwork, of where is the best place for me to be successful. For a long time, I felt like I was too old, that I really wished that I had pursued art and that I had missed that boat and that it was too late. And I believed those lies until one day, I just realized that I meant to do this and that it's not too late. And yes, I'm 46. I have many years ahead of me, many years to make art, to sell art, to get better, to grow. And just because I'm midway through life does not mean that life is over or that it's too late. And it's not too late for you either. It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old. If you have always dreamed of making art and selling it, then you can. You can do it. And this applies to other things, not just art. Maybe you always wanted to be a writer. Maybe you had dreams of writing a book and you feel like you're too old now. You know what? You're not too old. Write that book. Pick up your pen and a piece of paper right now, or pick up your laptop and start typing out that manuscript. It's not too late. Maybe you always wanted to be a poet and write poetry, or maybe open a shop and sell homemade quilts. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things off the top of my head, but the list is endless. Whatever it is that you feel like you were meant to do, you can start now, no matter what age you are. So I just really hope that this video was encouraging to you. I hope that it inspired you and motivated you. And I just am thankful that you took time to watch and to follow along my journey. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and come along on this journey with me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.